Let's see. We're live, dude. We are live.
Oh, I know.
Completely live. You know, I don't see it on Facebook, but we are live. Facebook cut the live stream off yesterday. So
I can barely hear you with all that music playing.
We're cutting the music off now. Zach, what's up?
Oh, you know, just rolling through a Wednesday.
Is that better?
Is what better?
My sound, can you hear me better now?
Correct. I can hear you much better now because there's no... I mean, it wasn't terrible music. I'm not going to say that because that'd be a lie, and I don't like lying.
It is a good... I think it's a good little intro tone.
I don't know if I go that far.
Well,
just a good
just
little,
for, you know, waiting purposes. Keeping people
Okay.
occupied.
Okay.
But we got a few things to talk about today. Now, last night after we got off the podcast, after I got done with my run, Zach, I saw a few different articles that you ever like read something and you're like, God, that's too stupid to be true, right?
Well, nowadays, no, not really.
Well, a lot of times I'm like, it has to be clickbait.
Has to be what?
Clickbait.
I don't know what that is.
You don't know what clickbait is?
No, I'm not with the hip terms.
Clickbait is... I can't believe you don't know what fucking clickbait is. It's what like news organizations or even me sometimes will title an article or a video, and it's the title is like, "Oh my God, you have to watch this! It's crazy," and it's some boring video, but it entices people to watch it.
Okay.
That's clickbait.
Okay.
So some of these articles I see, I'm like, well, it has to be clickbait, right? Can't be anything other than that. But then you read them and you're like, no, it's actually pretty stupid. And it actually is true to what the article's title is. Well, I was doing that on YouTube and I came across this Alec Baldwin interview on ABC. And it's not the actual interview, but it's the, excuse you, it's the, like the prelude up to the interview. So I'm going to go ahead and play this.
Preview?
Yeah. Same thing.
There you go.
So I'm going to go ahead and play this, Zach. And I sent this to you, but we're just going to play a short bit of this clip. And it's just one statement that this man made that is the ultimate stupid statement. And it's something I talked about. I literally did a demonstration on the show yesterday. And I'm going to do it again. I'm going to do it every day till people get it through their freaking heads.
Wow. Okay.
Right?
You and about 1,000 other people.
So here we go. Listen to this. Now,
The 1 in a trillion shot, and the gun was in your hand. How do you come to terms with that? It wasn't in the script.
We're listening.
For the trigger to be pulled.
well, you
Well, the
can't
trigger
hear it,
wasn't
but
pulled. I didn't
everyone
pull
else
the
can.
trigger.
Oh, okay.
So you never pulled the trigger.
No. I would never
It's
point a
only
gun
for
at anyone and pull the
special
trigger at them. Never.
What did you think happened?
You're talking in the middle of it, damn it. Let me
No.
rewind that. Because he
You never
slippy
pulled
says
the
this.
trigger.
No. Well, the trigger wasn't pulled. I didn't pull the trigger.
So you never pulled the trigger.
No. I would never point a gun at anyone and pull a trigger at them. Never.
What did you think happened?
You dumb motherfucker, Alec Baldwin. Did you... So I sent it to you, though, and you did watch that clip, right?
I did.
So you pulled the trigger.
Unlike you, I'm just going to say it was quite silly.
You stupid asshole, Alec Baldwin. No. I never pulled the trigger. I don't know what happened. I have the same kind of gun that Alec Baldwin was using in his video. And to, you know, whoever watches this, please take something away from this. It's a single action revolver. The only real difference is that this is not near as probably nice as the one that Alec Baldwin had because it was a Colt. But it's a single action revolver. I've cocked the hammer.
Hey, just for my sake
Yes.
and for sake of argument, did you check to see if there were any bullets in the chamber?
I did. Before I started the video, I checked. It doesn't matter if there's bullets in it or not, though, Zach. You know why?
I understand that, but we as the people who are talking about these things and presenting these arguments and foul language to people must always practice proper gun safety.
You're right, but for the sake of this argument, because Alec Baldwin actually shot someone,
Yeah.
the audience doesn't need to know if the gun is loaded or not. You know why? It doesn't matter. Because the thing that I am proving is that this revolver I just set down back here will not go off. With the hammer off, look. Hammer's back, ready to fire. Okay? I'm going to lay it back down here next to my assault rifle that I have on display. And this freaking gun will not shoot anybody unless I pull that freaking trigger. I would say the fuck word, but I'm too mad to say the fuck word because then it's really derogatory.
Well, you just said it twice, so you kind of negated.
But I said it in a
what you were trying to
calmer
accomplish.
voice.
No, that's kind of like it's like giving somebody's toilet an upper decker, saying that you still use the restroom properly.
Toilet and upper decker?
You've never heard of an upper decker?
No.
If you don't like somebody, you go to their house, and when you use their restroom, you take the lid off of the tank, and you take your dump in the tank, and you leave it there. It's called an upper decker.
I've never heard of that.
Well, now you have. You're welcome.
An upper decker.
See, everybody, this is why I am on the show. I am what you would call the comedic relief that allows him to take a step back and understand that doesn't always have to have a foul potty mouth to get his point across. And then I teach him new things, like what an upper decker is.
Teach me weird things. Like, I didn't need that. My life wouldn't be any different without knowing what an upper decker is.
You didn't know that? Listen. You live with your brother, okay? If you piss your brother off one day, he may just roll downstairs into your bathroom and
I
just
own
let it
the
rip.
house, though, so I'm not going to ever do that in my house.
I'm not saying that you will do it in your house. I'm just saying that your brother could do it to
I
you.
would beat his ass. Look, listen. The gun I have, and for the people on Podbeam, the video element of this will be uploaded afterwards. And you'll be able to see my demonstration. But Alec Baldwin, in his interview, said he never pulled the freaking trigger. It was a 1 in a trillion shot, he said. No, Alec, it was a fucking 100%er. Because if you point the trigger or point the freaking gun at someone with rounds inside of it, live rounds, you cock the hammer back, and you pull the freaking trigger, gun go bang. And not just one person got shot, 2 people got shot. Why? Because you fucking pointed in the direction of 2 people. We talked about this yesterday with the school shooting. People want to blame the gun. The gun did nothing, Alec. The gun is not a fault. That's an innocent freaking pistol. An inanimate object is not responsible for killing someone. You are, you freaking idiot. That pisses me off because we have people like Alec Baldwin. Oh, we should have cops on scene when we're using live rounds. No, you should just be fucking smarter. If you're one of these idiots that think a gun kills someone, or in that, I'm fired up about it. You know why? Because it's bullshit. Because it makes people out that actually practice gun safety. You know what? Because we have Kyle Rittenhouse, who properly uses a firearm and defends himself, and this man is being criticized. He went through a fucking trial for a year and a half that didn't even need to be a trial. He didn't shoot anyone but the people that were attacking him. He did exactly what he was supposed to do, and that gun did exactly what it was supposed to do in the hands of someone who used it properly. But you have some dumb fucker, Alec Baldwin, that was practicing a move, didn't even need a real fucking gun for what he was doing, didn't take the time to check if it was loaded, practiced a move, pulled it out of the holster, went through the process of cocking the hammer back, pointing the gun at someone, not just one person, but 2 people, and pulling the trigger, and then fucking lying on national TV saying he didn't pull the trigger because he thinks that guns don't fucking work like that they malfunction. They don't. If the gun malfunctioned like that, then you were beating the shit out of it inappropriately before that to cause some kind of error in that rifle, in that fucking pistol. Guns don't just go off. Especially a Colt.
I'd say that's a pretty high-end weapon.
It frustrates me. It really frustrates me. I can't believe that people are going to sit here and listen to his interview on ABC. Again, this is just a preview of the interview. But people are going to sit there and listen to his interview on ABC and think, oh my God, it was just an accident. And then at the same time, the dumbasses are wanting Kyle Rittenhouse kicked out of college, which we're going to talk about that too. But they want him kicked out of college because he's guilty in the eyes of a lot of people. Motherfucker, he's innocent by legal standards, and that's all that fucking matters. I can't believe someone would say something so stupid, Zach.
I can. You have to remember who you're talking about here. Okay? Again, I'm not gonna, full bore come out and say that Alec Baldwin's an idiot.
No, I am. He's an idiot.
Well, no, I understand, but you have to remember that he is, one, a paid actor. He is not, he does nothing that requires a whole lot of cognitive thought. He's got to memorize stuff, and that's about as far as it goes. Other than that, he gets told what to do, when to do it, and how to do it by somebody else. All the time. Every time. And that's where you, not necessarily you lose me, but where in an argument like this, it's tough for me to give it any attention, even though it does frustrate me, because I mean, who are we talking about here? If we were talking about, I don't know, let's just say a businessman, okay, somebody who has to use their full cognitive power on a daily basis, somebody like that, then I would deem it a little bit more of, okay, you're a pure idiot. Nah, Alec Baldwin, he's an idiot, but he's not like a pure idiot because it's what he does. He's told what to do, when to do it, how to do it, and how often to do it. And that's what he did.
But the problem is, Zach, is he was the producer as well. He was the one telling people what to fucking do. Remember?
Yeah. I don't know what to say then.
So you would have some argument if he was just the actor. He was also a producer. He's also the one that hired and didn't want to spend the money to have the right people watching over the set and the firearms on the set. He wanted to pay some girl that had never really done it before, I'm pretty sure. Because they wanted to save money. They didn't want to use the union. So the same leftists that are out there, wanting all, workers' rights and rights for people and human rights and all that stuff, want to fucking be cheap asses and hire cheap labor, and then something like this happens. The ones that want to raise wages, they want to, make all the small businesses employ people and pay their fucking lives away to their employees, all right, are the same ones that don't want to pay to do something right. Why didn't Alec Baldwin pay to go get training? Why? Because he's too good for that. He's too good to fucking admit that he pulled the trigger. Oh, by the way, my gun must be on a timer because it hadn't fired yet. That must be what it is. There's 10-second timers on the gun or something. Or an hour timer, because I can guarantee you if I don't touch it and pull the trigger, it's not going to go off for this whole freaking podcast.
Yeah, that's a pretty fair argument.
Dude, that's how people get killed, though, Zach, when they don't admit to the mistakes. When they go on TV and they say, oh, I didn't pull the trigger. Now you have people that think guns just go off. We have people that don't know how guns work. We have kids that have no experience with a firearm. They go to school and they shoot 11 people like what happened yesterday. We have negligent accident. There's never an accident with a gun. It's a negligent discharge.
I agree.
It's a serious matter, but people don't take it seriously. Alec Baldwin going on and doing that interview is not taking it seriously. And you know what? Legally, if I'm a prosecutor, or I'm the family of the woman that got killed, I'm looking at that and I'm saying, oh my God, we have his ass. He just admitted that he didn't know how to fucking gun works. He said he didn't pull the trigger. Wrong, idiot. The only thing that I can think of with that gun that he didn't pull the trigger is he pulled the hammer back and let it go before it was locked back into place. You know, like they do where they jerk the hammer back. That's it. That's the same fucking thing as pulling the trigger. Why? Because that's even worse. Because you're actually meaning to have that firearm go off at that point. God dang it, Baldwin. You should be in jail. Let's move on. Getting fired up here. The next thing. Kyle Rittenhouse is kicked out of school at Arizona State University. So, I read an article this morning. Now, I know that the students at Arizona State have been trying to get him kicked out of school. Now, he is not enrolled. He was taking online classes, Zach, but he's been accepted. And they tried to say that he lied on the stand, saying that he was in the nursing program or whatever. That's not a big deal because, you know, like when I was a freshman in college, which he would have been, I was saying, yeah, I'm going to be an econ major. I'm studying economics, but I wasn't studying it yet because you have to go through your first 2 years of, you know, BS art and painting and shit classes. But it says, this article, this is the New York Post. Kyle Rittenhouse is no longer enrolled at Arizona State University, where left-leaning student groups rallied to get the teen kicked out of his studies, despite a court acquitting him of all charges. University officials told the Post on Tuesday that Rittenhouse, 18, was no longer taking any classes. Kyle Rittenhouse has gone through ASU admissions process. A university spokesperson said in an email, university records show that he is not currently enrolled in any classes at ASU, which I would imagine he's not because he just dealt with the trial.
Probably a little preoccupied.
Yeah. Rittenhouse testified on trial on November 10th that he was studying nursing at ASU. The university confirmed earlier this month that Rittenhouse had been taking classes online as an online student for its session starting October 13th, but it wasn't enrolled in the Edison College of Nursing and Health. So like I said, it's like he'd be a freshman. He's only 18. So it's like, yeah, I'm going to study nursing or I want to study nursing. He's just not in that, you know, into it yet. That's all that is. He didn't lie about anything. Most people do that. Yeah, I'm in pre-med, you know, or I'm in pre-law, or I'm in economics, but they're a freshman. They're not taking any of those classes yet. Following Rittenhouse's testimony in court, four groups, led by Students for Socialism, ASU, plan to rally for Wednesday to...
Wait a minute. Pause for a second. I'm sorry. Did you just say Students for Socialism?
Yes, that's the group that led the charge here. Students for Socialism, ASU, plan to rally for Wednesday to boot Rittenhouse, whom they blasted as a white supremacist. The student groups are still expected to hold the protest at Tempe campus, where they will now call on ASU to deny Rittenhouse further admission to the school. The students also want the university to release a statement against white supremacy while denouncing Rittenhouse as a racist killer. Despite the team being cleared of all charges over triple shooting during riots last year in Kenosha, Wisconsin, the jury agreed that he had been defending himself after getting attacked. Even with a not guilty verdict from a flawed justice system, Kyle Rittenhouse is still guilty in the eyes of the people. The group said in a statement Monday, "Join us to demand from ASU that these demands be met to protect students from a violent, bloodthirsty killer." And then here's the full statement here. Let me pull that up. So it says, for immediate release, We have been contacted by many media organizations asking for a statement regarding protest against Kyle Rittenhouse's enrollment at ASU. Here's our position. So I'm guessing this is Arizona State's. Oh, this is the Students for Socialism. We will not stand for a white supremacist killer on our campus. In our view, the Rittenhouse shooting is analogous to the Greensboro massacre, which I don't know what that is, where 5 anti-racist protesters were killed by Klan members that were later acquitted by an all-white jury, similar to the Greensboro massacre. The Rittenhouse case is a failure of the justice system to punish white fascist vigilante violence. The danger Kyle Rittenhouse presents is not just as a person on campus representing the violence marginalized people face every day, but the racist and fascist right-wing elements that he will bring on campus. Since Rittenhouse shot and killed 2 anti-racist protesters and wounded another, he has been followed online and in real life by extremely violent and right-wing Nazis, fascists, and Klan hanger-ons. Having such a high-profile right-wing fascist icon on our campus would be giving these organizations a free pass to recruit and organize students. Oh, just like the communists do on campus. The communists who are responsible for killing, 200 million people or so since 1900. That's same shit, right? What are we talking about here? So we have a Students for Socialism that it derives from Marxism that is responsible for the deaths of hundreds of millions of people. By the way, the Nazi stands for Nationalist Socialist Party. So what are we talking about here? What are we getting into? And I can't stand he's racist he's guilty in the eyes of many people. No, the fuck he's not. He has been acquitted. He is innocent. And you're innocent in this country until proven guilty. That's how it is. Doesn't matter who you are. And you want to know something, Zach? That's okay. They can kick him out of school. Kyle Rittenhouse fucking owns Arizona State now.
Think so?
Yeah. I would sue the fuck out of him. And then you know what I'd do with the money? I'd either force him to name the damn nursing building after me, Rittenhouse School of Nursing, or I would build the largest fucking self-defense school and shooting school right across the frickin' street. Just to piss him off.
Oh, goodness.
That's so
petty.
wrong, dude.
Oh, I don't disagree with you.
That's so wrong.
I don't see how that's a thing.
Well, it is. Well, I know that they've been trying to do this for a while, but they hadn't actually kicked him out. But now they've actually gotten rid of him.
So he's gone. Like he's not allowed to be at ASU anymore.
Yeah. Yeah, he's not allowed to be in school. That's bullshit.
I mean, ASU doesn't have a whole lot to offer. I'm sure there's plenty of schools.
A lot of good-looking women.
Yeah, but don't they have like the #1 STD or something like that?
Probably.
Like rate.
Yeah, freaking disease-ridden people. He don't want your asses anyway. Kyle, come to MTSU. I'll make sure you have a job. And hell, you can even be the damn mascot. You'd be a lot better Blue Raider than fucking Lightning.
Whoa!
Like
don't hate on Lightning.
I don't mind the Blue Raider, but I don't like the mascot itself, Zach. Is boring.
Why?
Because we could have a real person on a white horse here. We have farms everywhere. It's an ag school.
Look, I don't disagree with you because when I first came to MTSU for my visit, and they had, I guess they came out or whatever you want to call it. Mm-hmm. The dude came out on a Tennessee walking horse and he went diagonally across the field.
Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. Why don't we have that? Give it some tradition. But Kyle Rittenhouse, you come to Nashville, Kyle. I'll make sure you got a job, bud. We'll treat you right. We'll treat you right here.
Yeah, old Michael Key will take care of you.
No, but I'll get him in touch with people.
Will you?
Yeah. I know people that hire Kyle Rittenhouse in a heartbeat. Wouldn't you? Hell yeah. He's a very well-spoken person. You listen to his interviews?
Yeah.
Extremely well-spoken. Very smart kid. He's not a dummy. There's a reason why he got into Arizona State.
ASU.
Yeah. I just realized oh, never mind. But yeah, that's wrong. And he's going to sue all these people. How is that not defamation? They're literally calling him a racist murderer, and he was acquitted. He was found innocent of murder. So he's not a murderer, and he's not racist because he shot 3 white people. So what does it matter if it's an all-white jury if it's a white person shooting white people? It doesn't.
That's a good question.
And there was a black guy on the jury. Every one of them had to say that he was innocent, by the way. I would say that the justice system did its job. Here's my problem too, Zach. When they start making a racist issue and they start saying things like, oh, but the problem is if he was a black person, they wouldn't have found him innocent. That is a problem. If that's true, then that's a problem. But that's no reason to want to put someone in jail who is truly innocent only because if he was black, that he would be found guilty. What you need to do is fix the other problem. Okay? But you can't punish someone who hasn't done anything because there's a flaw somewhere else in the system. Make the system equal and work equally, but don't just start putting white people in jail that are innocent of doing something for no reason. And you know what I'm saying? Like, if there's a problem, if black people are tried differently, then fix that. But don't change how white people are tried. In fact, I agree. It shouldn't be any different. Everyone should be equal. I would hope that if it was a black kid that went out and did the exact same thing, that we would have found him innocent of murder and that he acted in self-defense. I would have seen it the exact same way. I don't see anyone couldn't have seen it because the video just shows he was running away and he shot someone in self-defense. But we're blind to that. People want to punish Kyle Rittenhouse because he was white, not because he committed murder. And that's racist in itself. And you have the socialist group on ASU, the fucking socialist group on ASU, who represent a group that has been responsible for the deaths of more minorities and just people overall in the fucking 20th century than anything else. Any disease, anything. And then another stupid thing I saw yesterday, Zach. I was watching Ben Shapiro. He was talking at Florida State, I think it was. He is in Tallahassee. And this guy gets up, and he had the audacity to say that because he was a Marxist, and he was flying. Ben Shapiro called him out. He was flying a Lenin and Stalin flag before the event. And Ben Shapiro's like, really? If you were going to be Marxist, why don't you follow other Marxists other than the ones that have killed millions of people? Mm-hmm. But this guy said, oh, if it wasn't for Russia in World War II, Russia saved the world in World War II. You're stupid, right? That's mental illness making a statement like that. Russia was getting their ass whooped. If it wasn't for a harsh winter in World War II and Hitler having to worry about the Western Front and pushing Russia in the winter, Russia would be speaking German. Russia's part of the reason World War II started. People don't want to look at this. They want to look, oh, Russia saved the only thing Russia did was made it to Berlin faster. That's it. They made it to Berlin before the United States did. That's the only, and we kind of allowed that because of how many people they had die. Russia had like 100 million people die. It was like crazy how many people died in Russia. The Germans were whooping their ass until the wintertime. Russia did not save the world. But, you know, that's a problem. That's a huge flaw because we don't know history in the United States. And what's scarier, Zach, is that in other countries, they don't teach it even as well as we do. Like in Australia, they don't teach history like that.
They don't teach Australian history?
No, hardly. I knew more Australian history than Brit did.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, I think in the United States, we are a lot more, what's the word I'm thinking of? Interested in history.
Mm-hmm.
But the problem is that we have so many sources to get it from. Biased sources to get it from. Now, you'll like this next conversation, I think. At least. The Build Back Better plan and climate change. I was thinking about this. I read some stuff on Facebook last night, but you know, they want to. Pete Buttigieg, the transportation secretary, made a comment saying that rural drivers should buy EV vehicles because they drive the most and use the most gas.
What?
Yes. Now, the majority of the rural population cannot afford a $70,000 Tesla. And you know what the other problem is? That a Tesla or any electric vehicle that I know of that is affordable cannot meet the needs of a small family farm or even a large farm.
I agree.
What are you going to do? Fucking pull a plow on a goddamn little Tesla? Come on, Pete. And now here's the other part. Go ahead.
I was about to say, you ain't wrong. I mean, now don't get me wrong. These EV vehicles, they are stronger than a lot of people give them credit for, just because, you know, it's all torque straight to the wheels.
How long does it take to charge an EV a car?
It depends on the type of charging station you have.
Let's see.
It could be, you know, it could be a full day if you got a trickle charge, or it could be a couple hours.
The time it takes to charge an electric car can be as little as 30 minutes or more than 12 hours. This depends on the size of the battery. Okay, so you would need a larger battery with more power, like if you were going to do a tractor, let's say. You would need a larger battery with more power.
Agreed. So
it would take a long time. So once you run out of fucking energy, now you got to sit for 30 minutes, which is a long time because you can refuel too.
And I have another problem with EV vehicles. I mean, it doesn't really pertain to farms and stuff, but I mean, people always say that EV vehicles are going to lower the carbon footprint and, you know, all that mess. But for me, an EV vehicle, it has to be charged. Yeah. And to charge an EV vehicle, you have to have electricity. And to have electricity, what are you going to do? Well, you have to use fuel to create power.
That's where I'm going.
To charge said, yeah. And then the funny thing is that once these batteries go bad, there's no recycling process for these batteries. They're just there forever.
You're absolutely
there's
right.
nothing. I think it takes them 10 years to break down or something like that.
Yeah,
naturally, I think. I don't remember how long it is, but I remember I looked that up because I was curious, you know, because everybody's like, "Ooh, everybody needs to switch to EV vehicles and batteries and all this stuff," and I'm like, but wait a minute, how are you gonna get power?
Yeah,
be like, well, we can use wind power. I'm like, well, you put those giant wind turbines out in the middle places like that, you're actually doing more harm than you are anything else, to be quite honest with you.
So I was going to bring up the wind turbines too. So Biden wants to cut oil production. Okay. AOC is talking about natural gas, but she has no idea what the fuck natural gas is. There's a difference between oil and natural gas, first of all. Natural gas is like propane, stuff like that. Oil is oil. The black stuff comes out of the ground. And other stuff. But, wind turbines move. right?
Right. Well, that's
and
how
there's
they,
bearings
that's how they
inside of
produce
the
power.
fucking box that
Uh-huh.
allows it to spin. How do you wow, lubricate the wind turbine
No, that's with grease.
with
oil.
bearing grease and oil?
Right.
Both are
It's
made out of oil, petroleum products. So I have pulled up here, Zach. You want to know what products are made out of petroleum? You ready?
Sure.
There's 144. Well, there's 6,000 items. This is just 144 of them. One 42-gallon barrel of oil, which is creates 19.4 gallons of gasoline. The rest, over half, is used to make things like solvents, ink, upholstery, bicycle tires, dresses, cassettes, motorcycle helmet, CD player, curtains, vitamin capsules. Ooh, gotta have those. Dashboards, putty, a percolator, skis, tool rags, mops, umbrellas, roofing, denture adhesive, speakers. Where was I at? Tennis rackets, nylon rope. Nylon's a big one now. Water pipes. Oh, wait, Zach, what are we doing in the infrastructure bill? We're replacing lead pipes that water flows through. Holy shit. You mean we gotta have oil to fucking make the water, to have the water pipes? This is funny. Guitar strings, antifreeze, clothes, combs, vaporizers, heart valves, that's a big one, enamel, anesthetics, dentures, cold cream, fan belts, refrigerators. Hey, liberals, are you catching on here yet? Diesel fuel, floor wax, sweaters, sports car bodies, tires, dishwasher parts, caulking. You know that the liberals like caulks?
Oh, Jesus.
Faucet washers, food preservatives, antihistamines, cortisone, dyes, life jackets, gotta have those. Liberals can't swim. TV cabinets, car battery cases. Oh my God! You mean the fucking battery that we use to power the EV vehicles needs oil? Oh shit, Zach. Yarn, toilet seats, gotta have those for liberals because they're full of a lot of shit. Linoleum, plastic wood, rubber cement. Ooh. Candles, hand lotion. You know they're wanking it a lot. They gotta have that lotion.
Good God.
Wheels, luggage, football helmets. Hey, the right has to have their football. We gotta have those football helmets.
You're so dumb.
Toothbrushes for those stank breath people. CDs, DVDs. Now those will probably go out of style. We don't need those anymore. Balloons, crayons. Well, we have a lot of idiots that still draw with crayons in Congress, so they need that. Pillows, artificial turf, gotta have that. Model cars. You mean to build the body of the cars, we gotta use a metal or an
No,
oil?
no. Model cars.
Or model cars, whatever. I'm still right about the other thing. Movie film, that's probably gonna go away. Car enamel, golf balls. Oh my God, all those rich people that love to play golf. Motor oil, ballpoint pens. You know that Nancy Pelosi likes those expensive ballpoint pens to pass out. Nail polish, golf bags, toolboxes, petroleum jelly for all the congressmen. Pete Buttigieg used a lot of petroleum jelly. Antiseptics.
I was starting to laugh at that, but then I sneeze.
Basketballs, purses, deodorant. Well, I bet you a lot of people in Congress probably smell like shit. Pantyhose, rubbing alcohol, shag rugs, epoxy, insect repellent, fertilizers, fishing rods. Gotta have that. Ice cube trays, electric blankets, fishing boots, trash bags, roller skates, paint rollers, aspirin. That's a big one. Awnings, ice chest, paintbrushes, sunglasses, parachutes, dishes, artificial limbs, folding doors, soft contact lenses. I need those. Shaving cream, toothpaste, bearing grease for the windmills. Football cleats, gotta have that. Insecticides, fishing lures, perfume, shoe polish, transparent tape, clothesline, soap is a big one. Shoes is a big one. Shoelace aglets, refrigerant, linens, electrician's tape, Zach, paint, oil filters, hair coloring, lipstick, synthetic rubber, glycerin, dice. I'm almost done. House paint, surfboards.
I was about to say for everyone who doesn't understand how petty this man is, he's reading through an entire list of things that are made with oil.
I'm only reading through 144 items made from oil out of 6,000 potential products, Zach. That's what I'm doing. I am extremely petty. Yes, house paint, surfboard, shower curtains, safety glasses, eyeglasses. A lot of those freaking Congress people and climate change people wear glasses. Footballs. I got to have my football, so don't get rid of oil. Detergents, tents, telephones. Oh my God, we all have to have that. Cameras, bandages, hair curlers, drinking cups, ammonia, and gasoline. All come from fucking oil. So that means, Zach, that, oh, you know what else it didn't mention in there? You know what else is made from oil? Asphalt. And you know what the infrastructure bill is doing? Repaving asphalt roads. So we need oil. We need oil. Oil is essential to life. And guess what? When you cut oil production in the United States and the price of fucking oil goes up, it's not just gas prices that go up. It's the price of all of that shit. 6,000 items. That's what goes up. That's why oil prices cause inflation. This is where I have problems with the trigger thing. By the way, my gun still has not gone off. But Zach, when people start saying climate change, we got to cut down use of oil and fucking gas and go to EV vehicles, not realizing that a lot of that EV vehicle is still made out of oil. It takes oil to run the EV vehicle. Just because you cut out gas does not mean you cut out oil. In the lead pipes. I was looking up because that's what they're talking about is replacing the lead pipes. Well, you have to up north too. They have to replace those lead piping with something that won't freeze easy. You go to another metal like copper or brass. Guess what? How do you get that? You mine it. So you can't shut down mines. What are you gonna do? Outsource it and say, oh well, the United States isn't mining for anything anymore, so we're doing our part. But you still fucking need it. So you still need other countries to mine and tear up the earth. And then you might as well do it here and pay people to do it here. Why not keep the oil production and our natural gas production and use it as leverage and use everyone else's stuff, but have it there as leverage? No, we want to give up our leverage and then allow other countries to control the pricing of all this stuff. And we are now paying $3.20 a gallon for gas. Every product that is made out of oil, which is every plastic, everything, goes up in cost. Think about it. If you're packaging something to send off to someone for Christmas and you put it in a cardboard box, you got to use tape to tape the fucking box up. Tape is made out of oil. Now the cost of tape goes up. Now the cost of packaging goes up. Now the shipping cost goes up. It all comes around. People literally think that you just pull stuff out of your ass. That shit just grows out there. Like tape just grows out of the ground. Or the plastic bottle for my drink just grew out of the fucking ground, and it didn't. You have to create it. The box for the battery. What are you going to do? Okay, you're going to use a metal box instead of a plastic one because you're not going to use oil. Okay, you still got to go mine the metal. You want to build a wind turbine. What are wind turbines built out of, Zach? Plastic? Wood? What?
I would assume either titanium or steel or
Some kind of metal.
something like that.
Something that you have to mine for. Here's the other thing. If you made them out of wood, what do you got to do? You got to cut down trees. Now, trees are a renewable resource, but it takes a while to renew those. It's not something you're replenishing every year. But if you're going to build all these wind turbines, you got to make them out of something. So you got to cut all down a lot of trees. What's cutting trees down do? It hurts the climate. There's a cycle here. Using natural resources is not a bad thing. It can be if it's done properly, but I think we've perfected it. At least close to it. It just shows you how far removed some people are from the real world. Especially some of the policymakers are from the real world. Like, there's not a lot of common sense behind some of these policies. And that's why people like me have a problem with a lot of the policies. Some good ideas, yeah, in theory, but it doesn't work principally when you put it on paper. Or when you apply it. It doesn't work, Zach. So
I don't disagree with you by any means. I've never liked the thought of the Build Back Better plan. I think it's going to ruin the little bit of good we got left.
Climate change is a means of making money for a lot of people. Oil was the same thing, right? People made a lot of money in oil. People still make a lot of money in oil. Climate change is now a way for people to profit. It's creating another economy.
But I don't, and again, this is a controversial statement, but I don't really believe in climate change, to be quite honest with you. But
climate change exists, Zach. Climate changes all the time.
All right, the type of climate change that they are talking about, where supposedly the ocean's about to rise, 3 feet, and we're all going to die of a flood or some BS like that.
Well, here's the other problem I have there, all right, is that it went from global warming to climate change. Why did it go from global warming to climate change? Well, my assumption is that we realize, we can't even predict weather a day out, so we don't know if it's really going to get warmer. So we're just going to say climate change because then it could go either direction, right? We can have an ice age or we can have a global warming. But if the world was really getting warmer and the ice caps were going to melt, why would Nancy Pelosi buy a $25 million fucking house on the beach in Florida? Like she just did.
That's fair. I mean, that's a good point. Didn't a lot of rich people do stuff like that, though?
Yeah, a lot of politicians. Biden has a house on the beach, too.
Man, I wouldn't imagine he would be able to go to the beach.
They're building a fence around it and doing this whole security thing and getting it ready so he can spend a lot of time there, actually. It's been a big
Really?
Thing. Yeah. It's costing a bunch of money.
Interesting. I bet it is.
Look, I don't have a problem with someone doing that. But don't tell me about climate change and I need to go buy a $70,000 fucking electric vehicle while you're buying houses on the water in a place that you're telling me is going to be underwater. So I have two problems with that. Is first of all, that's pretty hypocritical. Second of all, if it were true, you're making a terrible investment, and I don't want someone who's making dumbass decisions like that running the country's financial or investment structure.
Agreed.
Goes two ways.
Yeah.
So I think we're gonna cut it off there, Zach. You gave me 10 extra minutes on Monday, so I'm gonna give you 10 minutes today.
You're so gracious.
Yeah, but look, go check out the Facebook page, Real Conservative Talk. Go check out the YouTube channel, Real Conservative Talk, as well, because we'll probably be off Facebook, and we're definitely going to be off Twitter now because this new guy's crazy as hell. But yeah, go check us out. And we'll be back on tomorrow about the same time. Right, Zach?
Yep.
All right. So we will end it there. Thank you.